Good evening, I'm Rick Garcia.
And I'm Sharon Tay. We start with breaking news near East LA. An LA County Sheriff's deputy has been shot in City Terrace. Sky 9 is overhead the scene right now. LA County Sheriff's deputies and fire responded to the call in the area of Brannick Avenue and Floral Drive, and that's when we got word of a deputy down.
And we've now confirmed that it is a male deputy who has been shot and taken to LA County-USC Medical Center. We do not know how it has happened or the extent of that deputy's injuries. And we're going to describe the scene for you, though there are evidence markers on the ground, and apparently there is blood on the sidewalk.
Now, if we pull out our camera shot, you're going to see that several blocks have now been cordoned off as this investigation continues. We've also heard that there are no suspects outstanding anymore. Now, whether that means he's been shot or captured is not yet known.
KCAL9's Serene Branson now joins us live near the scene, and she's on the phone with the latest. Serene, what can you tell us out there?
Well, Rick, Sharon, we just arrived here a few moments ago. We're right at Hazard Avenue and Floral. The Sheriff's Department has set up a very, very wide perimeter around this scene. We were headed down Eastern trying to get to Floral and Brannick, the intersection where we believe this happened. We were even turned around, even with our press passes, and not allowed to go through. They're keeping us right now on Floral and Hazard at this point, not allowing us to proceed inside. Very tight security here, obviously, and a very large perimeter. There are probably about 3 or 4 helicopters overhead. We believe those are all news media helicopters. At this point, no reason to believe they're law enforcement. They don't appear to be law enforcement helicopters searching for a suspect or anything like that. None of the deputies here have been able to give me any information at this point in time, but a lot of traffic is being rerouted and a lot of concerned citizens wondering exactly what is going on.
All right, Serene, we are getting word from our source that this deputy was in training at the time. He apparently was shot in the face. As you've been telling us, the sheriff's information, the information coming out of the Sheriff's Department, very limited at this point, but we are getting word from our source that the deputy who was shot was in training at the time, and he was shot in the face.
Yeah, and we're not saying that this was any kind of a training operation, but we do know that the officer was an officer in training, and we're told also that the suspect is dead.
Well, I can tell you, Rick and Sharon, this neighborhood is, of course, very close to the Sheriff's Department, so that could be a possibility. But it's a neighborhood right here in City Terrace. It's smaller homes, nice homes. So we're not exactly sure what was going on, but obviously I can see people starting to come out of their homes. Deputies are actually talking to a few people. I can see from our news van right now. I can see deputies, 2 or 3 of them, speaking with some residents here right on Floral, probably trying to get some information from them. But it's a quiet residential street. It's cold outside. People were in their homes for the night. Obviously, this is drawing people out. But again, we are very close to the Sheriff's Department headquarters right here. So it'll be interesting to see. I've just placed a call to a sheriff's public information officer. So hopefully we'll be getting more information for you throughout the evening.
All right, Serene, you're going to be working on the story, I'm sure, throughout the evening. Let's go to KCAL9's Suzanne Marquez, who's standing by at County-USC Medical Center, where the deputy was apparently taken. Now, you're on the phone with us, right, Suzanne?
Yes, Sharon.
What information are you getting from the hospital?
We haven't got any information from the hospital. We just arrived about 5 minutes ago. We're outside of the emergency room on Marengo at Britannia. We have seen at least a half dozen sheriff vehicles arrive, a lot of officers running into the hospital, including a few firefighters who, it appears, arrived with at least one of the ambulances. We've seen several ambulances coming to and from here, so we don't know which ambulance may have been carrying the officer. This obviously is one of the most busy hospitals in this area, but there has been a lot of movement, particularly around where we set up, where it's the ambulance entrance, and around where we set up, we saw firefighters communicating with ambulances, moving around. There were several units with canines in them that we've seen arrive and then take off quickly, and then other units come and replace them. We don't know exactly what's going on. Those officers haven't been able to communicate with us. You can tell that they have their tension level raised, and they're clearly working on something. We're not clear what that is yet. We are going to be talking to hospital administrators to try and get some answers, but clearly, at least from the Sheriff's Department perspective, the people who are out here are very concerned about what's going on, whether or not it's the deputy inside being treated or communicating with each other. There's clearly a high level of tension out here.
All right, for those of you just tuning in, you're seeing our live pictures from Sky 9. An officer, a male officer in training, has been shot and taken to USC County Medical Center. We are told that the suspect in this shooting has been killed, and a lot of activity out at that scene, as I'm sure you can understand. And we'll have an update for you as we continue through the newscast.